The world is entering a new phase, one that could reshape the global economy, power structures, and even lead to war. The last time the world looked like this, we ended up in World War II. Right now, two major economic and geopolitical cycles are flashing red. If history is any indication, we could be on the verge of another major war. In this video, I'll break down how Trump's aggressive tariffs are escalating tensions, the economic and war cycles predicting what comes next, and lastly, what investors and everyday people should prepare for. Firstly, let's start with what's happening right now. President Donald Trump is once again pushing aggressive US tariffs. Key tariff includes the following: 25% on steel and aluminum imports, hitting Australia hard, 20% on Chinese imports, escalating tensions with the world's second largest economy, and lastly 25% on Canadian and Mexican imports, straining North American trade ties. These tariffs are not just economic policies. These are geopolitical weapons that could trigger retaliations from major global players. China, for example, has already responded with its own trade restrictions, cutting back on US agricultural imports and key technology exports. Beyond tariffs, Trump's handling of Ukrainian President Zelensky with his public theatrical approach has only amplified global tension with Russia and the Ukrainian war. But the bigger picture here is that these tensions are not random. They fit into a historical cycle, one that predicts war. Before we continue, if you guys would like all insights and tips about real estate cycles, stocks, property, and crypto, make sure you subscribe to my newsletter in the description down below. Back to the cycle. Our question is history repeating? War doesn't just happen, it follows patterns. One of the most compelling theories is the 84-year war cycle, which suggests that wars occur every 84 years or 4 generations as people forget about the causes of the past conflicts. The pattern is clear. For example, 1775 to 1783, the American Revolutionary War, a complete shift in global power. Or the 1859 to 1865 US Civil War period, another major structuring of power and conflict in Europe. And lastly, 1939 to 1945, World War II, the largest global conflict in history. And now, late 2020s to early 2030s, that's right where we are today. With rising conflicts in Ukraine, the Middle East, the US, and China, and tensions all over the world escalating, this cycle suggests we could be heading towards another global war in 1930. And that's not the only cycles flashing warning signs. Welcome the Kondratiev wave, or the K wave, or the 54-year commodity cycle. In the 1920s, the Russian economist Nikolai Kondratiev has discovered a 54-year cycle in global economies. This cycle alone predicts that major international conflicts tend to happen at the peak of long-term commodity waves driven by technology and economics. Let's take a look back at history. 1789 to 1815, the Napoleon Wars marked the peak of the Kondratiev wave, leading to a total reshaping of Europe. 1860 to 1870, US Civil War and Franco-Prussian War, another major economic and geopolitical shift. 1914 to 1945, World Wars I and II, the most dramatic realignment of global power ever. And 1970 to 1975, the Vietnam War and the Arab-Israeli War, the global conflict coincided with oil prices and a collapsing financial system. And now, the current K-wave peak is happening right at the moment. And just like before, we're seeing high inflation, global conflict, and major economic uncertainty. Finally, the largest hedge fund founder in the world, Ray Dalio, has been sounding the alarm, warning that the US is in the last stage of its dominance as the world's superpower. Key signs of decline. The US dollar is losing dominance as China and other nations seek alternatives. Wealth gaps and social unrest in the US are at levels not seen since 1930s. The US and China are on a collision course with rising military tensions. The last time we saw a major power transition like this, the 1930s to 1940s, leading to World War II. Dalio believes that the final stage of this transition is war, and 2030 could be the tipping point. So what happens next? If history is correct, we could be entering a new period of escalating global conflict over the next 5 to 7 years. A new economic order potentially led by China, or a multipolar world. Major geopolitical realignments with trade wars leading to actual physical war. The question is, are we prepared? Well, there you have it. Do let me know what you think of this issue in the comment section down below. And if you want to see further insights about the market of real estate, crypto, stocks, and the cycle, make sure you subscribe to my channel because I'll be revealing the rest of my findings very soon.